I became interested in ethnomusicology whilst I was completing my Ph.D. a few years ago. Ethnomusicology is effectively the study of society or people through a scanning, parsing of their musical traditions. One looks at the musical traditions in order to see what they tell you about the society that created them, that gave birth to them. This is largely the method or the area in which I operate as part of my current research. What I've been working on for the past year on, and what I'm hoping will lead to a monograph on the other side of it within the next year or so, is an exploration of the role of musics in the articulation of identity, focusing on the refugee Tibetan community in and around Dharamsala. What this means is that I spend as much time as I can spare from my teaching and other responsibilities at MICA actually in Dharamsala with the musician/artist community there, in a bid to try and understand how they make sense of their identity in exile through their cultural practices, music being the primary one that I focus on. It's fascinating, really, because when you're dealing with areas like this, one of the important debates, one of the important dialectics that you need to bear in mind is that there is always the risk of ossification of cultural practices. In a bid to preserve them, sometimes they cease to be live practices, and that is something that we need to explore in some amount of detail when it comes to dealing with the area that I've just mentioned I've been working on for a while. How this ties in with the rest of what I do at MICA is that I teach in the area of culture and communication. The courses that I teach here include semiotics, which is the study of signs and visuality. It is a very arrogant discipline in that one of the ways in which I explain it to my students is that we're typically investigating where meaning comes from or how meaning enters the world. Another course that I teach here is metaphors and narratives, which looks at different narrative traditions and the roles of various figures and devices, if you like, in the making of narrative meaning. I also co-teach a course called Culture and Communication alongside Professor Nagesh Rao, and I teach a largely theoretical kind of course in the first year called Imagining India. Imagining India, metaphors and narratives and semiotics offer me lenses and techniques that I carry into my research. And well, that's largely a short word about what I'm working on at the moment and what I do in general at MICA.